Good morning, YouTube. How are you this morning? I am okay. Actually, I'm pretty good, but my day could be going better. It is 8:30 a.m. Central Time, and I am in the warehouse at the Home Depot DC in Grand Prairie, Texas. Y'all are probably wondering what happened to Friday's video. I made it and decided not to upload it because it was a rant of sorts, and I just once a day had gone by, I thought about it and said the heck with it. So basically what happened on Thursday after I left over there, I got to I think I told you I drove on up, got the truck washed in Shreveport at the Petro on my way back to DFW, and then stopped in Terrell. I got there about at the TA about I guess about 6 p.m. or so, and parked the truck for the night, and then played a little bit of Ghost Recon's Wildlands, and then went to bed. Got up at 5 o'clock to head in, and it wasn't too bad of a drive in. I got to Louisville right at 7 a.m. and my appointment was for 7:30. I pulled in. That place is kind of really weird because there's no signage whatsoever. If I hadn't seen other trucks lined up with lumber going into this place, I would have missed it. So I pulled up, parked in the drive, and then went and checked in. I sat there for about an hour and a half, and then they came and told me to pull inside to the back lot and wait there because they were going to close the main gates because they were going to work on them. So I got over there and back there and parked, and when I got there, I went and took all the straps off. I had to take my tarps off outside the gate, which was real chore because there's a really narrow driveway. There was no place to fold the tarps except for a grassy spot next to a trailer, which was an incline that led into a drainage ditch. So it was not a fun fold up, untarp and fold that Friday morning. I sat back there in the back for about another 45 minutes, and then they finally unloaded me. And when I was done with that, I had to call in and tell my FM that the trailer that I was pulling needed work. Apparently somewhere between Shreveport and I guess Terrell, I blew an airbag seal on the trailer. It wasn't enough to completely deflate it, but the system was not airing up enough. And when I got to Terrell, I was going to check it in there and have them fix it, but they had what they were telling me was a 16 to 18 hour wait. So my original intention was to take the trailer over to Wabash in Dallas and then have them work on it and do whatever. But what they ended up doing is they sent me down here to the Home Depot on Friday to swap trailers and then get that trailer worked on. So I have another trailer, and then I did. This one's a little bit of a better trailer. It's got some more space on it than the old one. And then I sat around here for about an hour waiting to find out what I was going to do. And then the ALM for this area, or one of them anyway, told me that they really didn't have anything. They were just going to, I should just go on home. Well, I got done, did that, went and parked the truck at the house at Atomic. I was home by noon, which was good because last week wasn't a really good week as far as just overall combined things. As far as money wise, it was horrible because of the Home Depot loads on Monday, and it threw my entire week off. But she said that she would get me something early this morning, and I had a talk with her about things I like to do because she handles DFW, and I like making these little, I kind of complain about it, but I like making those short runs from like Midlothian to wherever, right around here. I like doing that because it gives me 2 or 3 loads a day that are real short, and I spend more time physically doing something than sitting in traffic or driving. Just the way it is. I'm trying to lose weight. I dropped 7 pounds in the last week, which is probably not good, but it's all belly weight. So she said, okay, she'll send me something. Well, I started heading to Atomic to park the truck on Friday, and I got this load She sent to me. The appointment was for between 5 and 8, and it delivers by 4 p.m. in Shreveport, over off of Burt Kearns Loop. I know the store. I know where it's at. I've driven by it about 1,000,000 times. So I got up early this morning after having a rough weekend. Just no one was home. You know, I had work to do, and was standby and a bunch of other stuff. And the stepson was gone to camp. My wife was gone to camp, and it's just not really much. So other than getting work done and then doing work around the house and playing Wildlands, I just didn't do anything this weekend. Got up this morning, was slow motivated, but I finally got out of the house. It took me about an hour and 20 minutes to get over to Atomic, where I parked the truck, and it was just, traffic was not really traffic, but there was 2 or 3 stupid accidents, mostly people driving too fast, and that wasn't too bad. But then I started to get over here, and I could have been here at 6:45. But if you know anything about DFW, just north of where the Home Depot DC is off the George Bush Turnpike, the exits for the turnpike go by the Grand Prairie rail lines. There's 3 tracks there, and it's a real mess. Well, it had a train that was broke down, blocking the entire intersection, and no one was turning to go around it. Finally, it cleared out. A cop came by and cleared us all out. But by the time I got down to Beltline to turn around to come back on Jefferson, because I was on Main Street at the Main Street intersection, they finally fixed the train and drove off. And it wasn't 10 minutes. So I put like 12 miles out of route on my truck for no reason whatsoever. Oh, and then I got here, and they looked at me like, well, you're late. Well, I wasn't late. I was supposed to be here by 8, but they were not happy that I wasn't here earlier, or at least the guard wasn't anyway. Well, they're loading me now, and this morning update is long and kind of rambling. But what is that anything new? So I'm going to run this over to Shreveport. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Hopefully they'll run me to El Dorado. I don't want to go down to Natchitoches, Louisiana. I don't like that place. I'm not really sure why I don't like that place. I'd rather go to El Dorado. I don't care, as long as it gets me something, and I can I can get some more work done. But I did read through the comments. I didn't publish all of them because some of them were kind of spurious about my little political rant the other day. But I agree with what some of y'all say. Maybe I will inject a little bit of my own personal views into these videos again. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I keep my stuff really to my chest. But I will say this: if everybody knows that Texas passed a law this weekend, or signed a law, and the governor signed a law, bill into law. I'll get the phrasing right eventually. Governor Abbott signed a bill into law outlawing sanctuary cities in Texas. A sanctuary city is where the local law enforcement, et cetera, does not assist ICE or Immigration and Customs Enforcement at all. But the bill basically makes it illegal for sanctuary cities to exist in Texas. It is a sad, sad day when a city, state, or whatever, even a nation, has to pass a law to enforce laws that are already on the books. It is stupid. If a member of law enforcement of any kind, anywhere in this country, chooses not to obey the law because they don't agree with it, does not need to be in the position they are in. Period. And that goes with elected or appointed government officials. Simple enough. If a law has been passed sometime, and people choose to ignore it, you just need to enforce that law. Period. Immigration in this country is already illegal. Well, illegal immigration is illegal. In other words, coming to this country undocumented and not following the law is against the law. You can be deported for it, or serve jail time, or both. Let me tell you this much. I personally don't care. If they can get here and they can stay under the radar, fine. but they break the law, they need to leave. But it's easier, much easier, and much safer if people who wish to come to this country just do it legally. Apply. Simple enough. It is a sad state of affairs when a country has to write laws to enforce its own laws, whether it be city, state, or county, country, whatever. I mean, that's the way it is. You know, if we as Americans decide we don't like it here and we want to move someplace else, and we try to illegally immigrate, we'll get sent right back, no matter what country it is. We're probably the only country on the planet that allows that does not enforce its own immigration laws. Period. That's all I got to say on that. We'll talk later. Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you this afternoon? Almost evening, actually. It is 4:45 p.m. Central Time, and I am in Minden, Louisiana, at Wally's Shortstop and the Chasing Aces Casino truck stops. So that's I-20 exit 52. We talked I was getting loaded at the Home Depot DC. They were actually pretty decently fast, and then I got out there and then secured and tarped the load. Really didn't want to tarp it. Oh well. And headed on out. I got to the Home Depot store there in Shreveport on Burt Coons at about 1:30. Went and checked in. Got the tarps off and the straps off. Pretty much record time. Right at 2 o'clock when I was done with it. Probably because I was hauling butt. And then I sat there for about an hour and 15 minutes before they actually came out and started to unload me. The receiver said that the guy that came out and loaded me was the guy I checked in with. He's like, "You ain't unloaded yet?" I was like, "Nope, I'm still sitting here." And he kind of threw a wobbler and took off and went and tried to find out what had happened. And apparently the guy that was supposed to unload me had left, even after he was told that I was there or something like that. And so he came back and unloaded me himself, even though the receiving office people are not supposed to do it. They have a dedicated lumber crew that's supposed to unload us. Well, he came and unloaded me, got me done, and then sent in my empty call and waited a minute. And then I got a load. Unfortunately, it doesn't pick up till tomorrow. So I called in and asked about it. They would not allow me to load today. Fixed appointment pickup. So I'm picking up tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. at Weyerhaeuser in Arcadia. And I'm taking that to Weyerhaeuser in Natchitoches, Louisiana. 125 miles total, and it doesn't pay that well. I'm not too happy at the moment, really. To be honest, I called in and asked about it, and they said that's all I have. They don't have anything else for the day, even though I got like 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours remaining on my 14 when I talked to them. And then I asked them about the tarping because it's only going 75 miles from plant to plant in the middle of the spring with not a cloud in the sky, and there's no rain forecast till Wednesday or Thursday. They sent me a message back that says, yes, it has to be tarped. So I'm doing a plant to plant shipment that has to be tarped. So something that is bothering me about this STX region and these tarp jobs. I mean, granted, sometimes it's going to have to be tarped, but they really need to implement the kind of unwritten rule called the sunshine tarping rule. If the sun is shining and there's no prospect of rain, there's no reason to tarp these loads. It's not like they're going to, that's the whole point of tarping them, is to keep them from getting wet. Now, in some cases, it's to keep them from getting damaged. But this is OSB and lumber and stuff like that, and most of the stuff is already wrapped up in its own packaging before it's put on the truck. I don't see the logic behind it. So I'm here. I'm about a half hour away from the place, which is just down I-20, and get off in Arcadia on 80 and then swing around and I'm there. And then I turn around and go back the other way down to Natchitoches off of 49 and unload the load there. I don't know, I may cut across the state. There's a route I could take to go from Arcadia to Natchitoches up the back way. I'll have to think about it. And then hopefully, not hopefully, more than most likely, I will probably load tomorrow in Weyerhaeuser there in Natch and take that to Texas. That's probably what's going to happen. The sad part is I didn't bring my PlayStation with me. All I have is my iPad, and there's almost no internet out here. It's going to be a long night. I think I have 2 movies on my iPad. I don't know. It's kind of a bust day. I'm not too happy right now. Not too happy right now. But hey, that's trucking. You win some, you lose some. But the whole point of this was to do 2 loads a day, keep moving. You know, pretty much, I mean, it's guaranteed pay, so no matter how much I work, I'm still going to get my money. But I need to make more than the minimum. And if I don't pull loads, then I don't get my revenue count up, so I don't get my PFP. As it stands right now, because of that Home Depot break, I'm not going to get my PFP unless they make some kind of adjustments. Especially because of all the outer route that is entailed in those local deliveries. I'll be frankly honest. If I could do nothing but just do Midlothian loads around DFW, I'd be happy with that. They pay well, and they're kind of a challenge, but they're also easy. So that's it. All right, well, I will let this long video go with my little tirade earlier about immigration, and talk to y'all tomorrow when I load at Weyerhaeuser in Arcadia. Till then, keep the shiny side up, 73s. Be safe and enjoy the sunshine.